Hey everyone, and welcome to another GameCast review. I'm Mark, and today I'll be reviewing Dissidia Omnia, now available for Android and iOS devices. Unlike its big brother on PS4, Omnia is a turn-based RPG that draws on both major and minor protagonists from Final Fantasy's long history to form your party. It still uses the Brave and HP systems of the former, but it feels a little better here as you need to plan out your strikes and systematically take out enemies to preserve your bravery. Each character has a different party role and unlockable skills. These skills have limited uses and can range from long heavy-hitting combos, healing spells, and area effect attacks. Furthermore, you can augment your character's skills with collectible materials that grant permanent stat boosts. If you manage to pull a character's golden weapon from a summon, you can also boost the effectiveness of their special skill in battle. There's a lot going on in the background and it's very interesting. Enemy encounters tend to be pretty straightforward, but that's to be expected from a phone game. While the boss fights weren't too difficult themselves, they did shake things up a bit enough that I felt like I needed to use summons. Summons in this game can be earned through material gathering and upgraded in the same way. They can give you a bit of extra breathing room and set the enemy up for some serious damage. For example, Shiva will deal some damage and freeze the opponents for several turns, allowing for some bravery stacking. At the end of the day, Dissidia Omnia is still a phone game, so it's filled with microtransactions. However, most of these transactions are unnecessary, as Omnia practically throws all of its different currencies and materials at you on a regular basis. Furthermore, its style of summoning doesn't net you characters like it would in other phone games. Instead, you gain weapons from summon draws and earn characters through story or event progression. Taking place as a pseudo-sequel, Omnia follows the ongoing battle between the forces of order and chaos. Due to the relentless fighting, the chosen heroes have become exhausted and needed rest. Thus, yet another world was created for them to rest in. Unfortunately, this world wasn't safe either, as mysterious portals called torsions have started cropping up all over the place, and monsters from different Final Fantasy universes have spilled forth. To stop these distortions, the ancient Moogle Mog has been tasked with gathering the light beings of the world who have the power to fight back and thus save the world. Even though the story itself is simple and very cyclical, it has its fair share of fun fanservice, like Zidane trying to hit on Tifa. The cast of characters is also great, as it can draw on characters that couldn't make it into the console titles. It's also nice that some of the omissions from NT like Tifa and Yuna are available here. Dissidia Omnia employs a chibi art style that reminds me of Final Fantasy VII and the remakes of 3 and 4 on the DS. It's a decently detailed engine that can also have a bit of fun with itself. The character art is fantastic, and while the character models are a bit basic, their moves and animations are quite impressive. The chasing animation gives a bit of oomph to a battle, and everyone's unique victory pose is neat too. The host of monsters from Final Fantasy's long history is nice, even if they are repeated a little too often. It's a great change of pace from the regular crystalline enemies from the other Dissidias, although they appear in this one too. The whole game is just so polished, which is funny because it almost seems like more effort was put into this free-to-play phone game than the actual arcade-based port of Dissidia. The soundtrack is a great throwback to older Final Fantasies, and the whole tone of the game reminds me of World of Final Fantasy, where it was a big celebration of how far the franchise has come, rather than the remixed stylings of the console game. Both soundtracks are good, but I probably liked this one more. I only ever encountered one crash while playing the game on my S5, and I can't really say I ever encountered any slowdown either. Omnia is an easy to pick up and play game that you can spend 5 minutes on whenever you have the time. It's also a game that you can become completely engrossed in, as the story mode doesn't stop the player with rechargeable stamina like other phone games. It's well designed, simple, and has some very sensible decisions when it comes to microtransactions and the systems influenced by them. If you like Final Fantasy and want a simple but fun RPG on the go, then this is probably worth a buy. But it is free, so I don't really know if buy is the right term for it. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to see more from me, you can find me right here at GameCast as part of the review team, or over at Arisen Culture. Stay tuned to GameCast for more great gaming content.